Okay, so this is the textbook we use for this class. Now, I think this is a pretty reasonable price, right? But however, right, if you ask most college students, what's their number one complaint about textbooks, what are they gonna say? It's super expensive, right? Okay. Now I picked this, right? This is the pretty decent price. But even then, if you look at the list price, $100. I mean, this is a pretty old textbook, right? Why is this textbook $100, right? Why are textbooks so expensive? Okay, so I have a data set here from University of Michigan, right? And this is what, if you go to a university, this is what you typically experience, right? You have the science textbooks, and this is the real price, right? Two, 300, or even $400 for new, even used, right? This is pretty ridiculous, right? Even rental prices are extremely expensive. Now the question is why, right? Why are these books, why are these textbooks, so pricey? Right? Now, I'm sure you all thought about it, right? You guys are all students, right? And this could be a very important and personal question to you. Okay? Let's compare a little bit, right? So a common explanation I get is, okay, textbook, companies are greedy, okay? Or this new edition, right? That's what I need to pay. Although, let's think about that a little bit, right? Publishers are greedy. Well, look at the recreational book, right? The same publishers often, right? They will publish books in recreational purposes and college textbooks, and yet, right, we see that the price, right, of recreational books go down, decrease over time versus college textbooks. Okay, so greed, even though they're all greedy here, and yet we don't, greed doesn't really explain this. What about new editions, right? Well, from one edition to the next, right? There's not much new material. I can tell you that with certainty. Right? Every new edition, just some more fancier graphics and all, right? Not a lot of cost is going into creating the new edition. So it's not that either, okay? And if we look at, by the way, this is CPI. CPI just means Consumer Price Index, right? For those of you who don't know what it is, it's a basket of goods, right? It's what the government use to, it's basically prices. It's average price over time, okay? By the way, this is also how inflation is calculated. The CPI goes up and down. Okay. And we see here that college textbooks is exceptionally high, right? The rate of increase is tremendously higher. Now, why is that? Why are textbook unique, right? In that unique among all these other things, right? Okay, so in economics, we call this the principal agent problem. Right? Think about everything that you buy on the market. Right? You buy a cup of coffee, you buy an iPhone. Right? You are the principal and you are the agent. What we mean by that is you are making the decision. You are making the decision, and you are spending your money. It is your own money. You make the choices. Right? With textbook, right? There's a disconnect. Right? You are the principal, so you are the one using the textbook. Right? So what is your incentive? Okay, and economics, we're going to focus on incentive here. What is your incentive? You want the best value for your textbook, right? You want a book that's useful, that is knowledgeable, but you also don't want to overpay. Right? You want a good deal. Okay. Now, but I'm the agent. I'm the one making the decision, right? Your professors. Okay. What are my incentives? Well, I want a textbook that's easy to teach out of. Right? I don't pay for it. Right? So value have nothing to do with me, or I don't care about value at all. And I'll give you a little inside secret, right? Ever since I became a professor, I started teaching, right? Publishers contact me, and all of the new money that is invested in new textbooks have not, and I repeat, they do not go into making the textbook better for students. Instead, all of the money has been invested into making teaching easier. So the new textbooks that's coming out, right? They have PowerPoint slides, right? So I don't have to prepare them. They have test banks, so I don't have to write exams, problem sets, homeworks, and so on and so on, right? And so and this is basically a bribe, right? Because they can't pay, or it is illegal to pay professors directly. So instead, they bribe them in other ways, make it easier. Okay. Now this is what we call a principal agent problem, and understanding this, and if more professors, outside of economics, if they really understand this, right, then this could help bring down the price, right, of the textbook. Overall, as consumers, you need to know the price and you need the ability to make choices. Right? Once the professor picked the textbook, you have that choice is taken out of your hand. Therefore, you have to pay the price no matter what. Okay. What other industry do you think experience principal agent problems? Well, I anytime you see right this lack of choice, right, anytime you see this lack of choice, you're going to see like this overpricing, right? So, for example, education, right, Medicare. What do these have in common? You don't see a menu, right? How do you decide your medical services? You don't choose. Your insurance company does. But then also, right, even if you choose, right, your insurance company is the one paying for it. You just pay your insurance company, right? That's a principal agent problem right there. And so whenever you have these kind of principal agent problems, you're going to have extremely high price. Okay. Now, why am I talking about this? There's nothing to do with the environment, but my point is understanding economics, and this is economics, right? Understanding economics, right, will help explain the things that are happening around you. Will help right, focusing on incentives, right? Could help us find like real solutions, right? Real solutions and hopefully right solutions to the problem we see around us.